This is the grand final. The War 3 Champions Season 6, the biggest season. Sheik wins FFA, Kraft and Starbuck win 2-2, and then Undead is gonna win 1-on-1 as well. So Undead's reign supreme once again. A little overperformance here on War 3 Champions. Happy or XlorD is the question. Guys? Am I alone? Oh, my Discord crashed again. Whoopsie, this seemed to continue happening here. I'm very sorry about that little delay.
Maybe change the server.
Here we go. Here we go. It's my entire Discord crashing. I don't know the reason, but
okay.
I just said it's going to be XlorD or Happy.
I mean, I'm a big stats guy, Neo. You know me. I'm a man that likes his history, loves his stats, and let me bring you back to March 1st. January 3rd, I don't know how months and days work, but one of those days, it was War 3 Champions Season 4 semifinals. It was XlorD versus Happy. 2-0 start for XlorD. Happy coming back with the 3-2. I was on the edge of my feet, edge of my seat, everything. Can he bring it back again?
I have a stat too. I have a stat as well. I have a very cool stat. You guys ready? This would be if XlorD defeats Happy in a best of 5, he would be the only undead ever outside of China or Korea to defeat Happy in a best of 5. It's only ever been Night Elves. He would be the only one ever.
This is unbelievable, man.
I have another stat as well. If Grubby was in, he would have won.
All right, you ruined the moment.
Sorry, man. I know. I don't know why.
Everything.
I don't know why I do this.
Grand finals, Ricky. Grand finals, man.
But it's Grubby.
Mute your mic, Rick.
Okay, I'm muting. Enjoy the show, boys.
Thank God, Remo. There's the silence. The sound of silence is absolutely wonderful. Let's embrace this best of 5 grand final. Off we go. Who wins season 6?
One last best of 5, Neo, to decide it all. These two have met plenty of times before. XlorD brought very close, many a time. He won once in the group stage of DreamHack during last year's online seasons. But all the other times went to Happy. 12-1 in the last 2 years. Happy has had the upper hand, but Happy is, at least in this matchup, pretty predictable nowadays. XlorD, a brilliant tactician, a very patient player, and has looked wonderful this tournament. This might be the best shape we've ever seen him in to finally dethrone Happy.
And this is the first time we see these guys facing each other on the new map pool, right? There's, or the biggest map pool, I guess. Little foreshadowing to DreamHack, maybe. It's not the 7 maps that we've seen for 2 years straight, where the picks and bans were oftentimes the same. No. This is including Tidehunters, including Autumn Leaves. This is our starting map, by the way. And this is a very interesting opening. We see the Lord with Fast Fiends and Happy. Is he just playing Lich first all the way on every map now?
That seems to be his go-to style in Undead Mirror nowadays. Seems to sometimes struggle against DK first, but Happy still seems to be confident with that. What Happy wants to ensure with this opening is that he's going to have a very strong, hard counter against the Cryptid expansion. That doesn't always work out. As we can see, Happy, he's not Acolyte scouting. He's taking a risk early on. He's going to run across the map not knowing what's waiting for him. And XlorD is building the perfect counter build to this aggressive strategy. The early game opening builds favor the German.
I think so too, and XlorD, this is the best XlorD that we've seen all year, pretty much, at least from my judgment. He is so still. I think the only weak performance was the first map, halfway through the first map against Insub, where he lost a couple of units, but let's see where this goes now. Happy, trying to flood XlorD's base right away.
Nope, tower gonna be finished soon. He has to be fast here with the Acolyte juggling. Seems to work out pretty well so far. Of course, some Acolytes will be going down. There's no preventing that, so the tech will be delayed, but also delayed for Happy because he brought so many ghouls at the beginning. So far, only 1 Acolyte died. More will be following. Second Acolyte going down, and a third. But now with the narrow buff, Happy's also gonna start losing quite some ghouls.
Should be controllable. XlorD, how many ghouls can he kill? There's a little bit of block by Happy himself, and he might be losing 2 ghouls right there. Here's number 1, and here is number 2. No deny. on that side of the fence here. Only a couple of skeletons. XlorD cleans this up, and now we're talking.
Yeah, this is a really good opening for XlorD. That is the risk that Happy is willing to take, walking into a bad counter build with this Lich opening, trying to hard counter a potential Crypt Lord. And we've seen that before, right, in DreamHack, where XlorD sometimes seems to be outsmarting Happy, at least in the beginning.
Can he bring it when it's about the late game fights? This was already a big power spike for Happy, and now it's time for XlorD to catch up, and he certainly should have the time for that. Skeletons creeping, getting information. What is your opponent doing? And what are the tech timings? Level 2 for the Lich, Happy at 1/4. XlorD not teching yet.
It's gonna wait for the third Fiend to finish, and then the tech should begin in around 10 seconds. But yeah, Happy is gonna have a pretty good lead here. Ghouls can creep very quickly against creep camps with medium armor if they're not scouted, if they're not getting harassed. It seems like XlorD now wants to be the one to play aggressively, perhaps even into the enemy main base. There is a narrow tower there though, and it seems like XlorD perhaps a little bit wasting his time. He's looking for some kills, and he might just find them. Sees the ghouls re-entering the main on low HP.
That is number 1 right there. Number 2 presented to him on a silver platter. Might be sacrificing the town portal for it. Happy, he got a staff. This is not a TP. Trying to fake, maybe. And of course to get back into the main as fast as possible. A couple of Novas coming in here. Good right-click damage by that Lich as well. But he's a fragile dude if there's no coil around. Already down to 50%. But here's the rest of the ghoul gang.
Might be one more ghoul going down. Indeed it is. Very unusual to see from XlorD playing so aggressively, but it is working out. He hasn't lost a single Fiend yet. Took out a ghoul and forced Happy back. But Happy is close now to his level 3. 4 Fiends though. It's respectable focus fire damage here that the German can provide.
Happy is saving so much. It's absolutely incredible. There were 2 fronts, 2 space of battle here. Another ghoul goes down there, and can he finally get that acolyte as well? Tech is done, but it's another 75 gold that you really want to spend on tech, on units, on slaughterhouse, on maybe even consumables. XlorD, very oppressive, and he doesn't let the Lich unfold. He's not level 3, he's not quickly rising up to level 4 to get that Dark Ritual level 2. Nope, he was spending most of the time in his base defending, and yet to be level 3, no tier 3, no slaughterhouse, not a single Fiend, not even a graveyard.
Yeah, this was really cool play by XlorD right here. The big level up for the Lich is the level 3, and then the level 2 Nova makes him very powerful. Honestly, the big level up for the DK is level 2 with the Aura, which makes a huge difference. So when you play DK against Lich like this, you want to delay level 3 Lich as much as you can. Normally we see that being done with Creep Jacks and so on, but here XlorD just went for the main and found some kills there as well against the Ghouls, which was very nicely done. But it's still a much faster tech for Happy. Tier 3 now begun for him, and he's delaying his second hero DK by quite a long time here as the Russian.
Yeah. Oh, now the graveyard is coming. This was interesting by XlorD to go all the way to the left-hand side, to the left lane. I think Happy was gambling on the fact that XlorD just retreats to the middle and goes for his natural, as it's rather easy to creep. That would have been his level 3 as well. There he would have been in time for the creep jack, but XlorD says, nope. Not like that, goes for the Magi, gets his level 3, but Happy with a new task here that XlorD might not expect, because there's an Invis Lich.
Yeah, that's an old ladder classic. I haven't seen this too much from Happy. Almost makes me feel like Happy feels he might be a little behind and needs to come back, and wants to expand on his tech timing, his advantage there even more. As tier 3 for him is soon to finish, but only now the DK starts. This DK is going to be under-leveled for a long time, while we have a Dark Ranger second for XlorD continuing to creep in the middle. The Lich reveals himself, takes out one Acolyte, but Lich's low HP is not going to get too many more kills here.
The first response to this was so quick by XlorD, and he's just hunting this Lich. He has to go for a potion. He's slot-starved at the moment. South the staff, gets the potion, is safe, but that is more gold invested. And what now? Man, it goes back and forth. What a tug of war. Nova onto skeletons.
Yeah, almost looks like a waste, but he has to take them out. It is a lot of normal damage that he has to deal with quickly. Happy desperately waiting for the DK to come out. He really needs this aura. It's very hard to use these ghouls to engage. The focus fire from the Fiends and the Dark Ranger is going to be so much DPS. But tier 3 finishes, and that orb coming in a second is going to change a lot.
XlorD didn't even start the tier 3 yet, and absolutely true. There's also coils for the Lich now. So you gotta wonder, is XlorD overcommitting, or is that the right call? No Nova, of course, to worry. No big Nova. Now we got the mana again to worry about. So XlorD can hang in there a little longer. Huge number of Fiends. So do you try to go into a creeping game now and use that Fiend advantage?
I don't even think he has to. XlorD is sitting pretty. He's got Dark Ranger 1, DK 3. Those are good levels. It's Happy who desperately needs DK 2. He needs the aura extremely badly. Of course, XlorD wouldn't mind some levels as well, but he doesn't need them so bad. But of course, fighting against an orb and what is soon to be Frenzy is a dangerous proposition, so XlorD will fall back. And Happy is going to have the time to finally start leveling his second hero.
Alright, Lich roaming, doing some damage here. There's close to 2 Nova around. But XlorD also got the burrow, keeping his Fiend safe. No last hit. Ring of Protection, little unfortunate. But yeah, level 2 Dark Ranger would be amazing for the silence to prevent some coils. Happy on the other side, creeping as fast as he can with DK ghouls, goes to the natural.
Happy's gonna have to multitask here to make sure he's not losing any creeps, and so far, ghouls. And so far that is working out pretty well. The Lich harassed, slowing down XlorD, but XlorD also counterplaying against it very well. We saw the burrow there earlier. The DK always using his spells properly. Happy in the middle. Is he gonna go for a third hero? With this style, normally he plays Dreadlord.
Can you play without a Dark Ranger? Without the silence in the long run? Lich at 50%, buying more time. Of course, you want to contest these big camps in the middle. Very similar to Northern Isles. But he's just creeping the outskirts, contesting the middle. Not too bad. But the Lich has to run away soon.
Very good splits by XlorD right here. Sends off some Fiends to chase after the Lich, and the rest creeps safely. The biggest mistake you can make is just use the whole army to follow the Lich around and waste your time. One Fiend goes down here. That hurts a little, but it's worth it, as XlorD crept quite a few big camps in the meantime. The DK also was able to creep decently, but was only really one valuable camp, and he got the Talisman of Evasion, which is pretty much a useless item with this strategy.
Yeah, Wand of Lightning Shield also not the greatest. Close to level 3 now. XlorD arrives on tier 3 immediately. Lich, Tower, Destroyer. Contesting more and more camps. Happy on this side. The big one is gone. The item is gone. And this is one of the biggest camps on the map for XlorD, who would then claim the entire middle.
Yeah, XlorD just played it very well with his little lead from the early game. With a perfect counter build to the opponent, XlorD knew exactly how to play it. XlorD just strategically and decision-making wise looking absolutely amazing in this tournament. Happy though, with this fast army can easily go for economy harass, threatens the run by, forces the TP, and XlorD has to burn that teleport scroll, getting pretty much nothing for it.
I guess it's okay though, because he weathered the storm, did he not? Lich is out, Orb's there in a second. He has 800 gold, Destroyer upgrade is done, and Happy, what do you do with ghouls against Nova Destroyers?
Ghouls can do very well against Fiends if they find the connection. If you find the Nova and the sleep against the DK, and then the ghouls ravage the backline. Fiends do well in high supply, 50, 60, 70 supply. If the fights get super wild and it gets ultra scrappy, that's when Fiends can look very problematic. Also, Destroyers could be getting countered by Gargoyles, which might be coming in soon. In fact, we see the Gargoyles coming in now for Happy. It's very interesting, this Ghoul versus Fiend playstyle. It has a lot of power spikes swinging one way and the other. If we get to Supreme late game, for example, which is not too likely, but if we should get to 80 supply with Frost Worms for Happy, then Happy would be favored again. But at the moment we're at 50, we're creeping up the map, and of course hero levels here are absolutely crucial on both sides.
And of course Happy gets the Potion of Greater Mana. If there's a chance that Happy gets the Potion of Greater Mana, he gets the Potion of Greater Mana. We also have a Dreadlord already level 2, so very, very similar to the FFA today. Lich, DK, Dreadlord it is against DK, Lich, Dark Ranger 4-3-1 against 4-3-2, but not the biggest advantages for Happy. We take a look. Experience pretty even. No experience on either side, and we approach the rat spots.
Lich level 2 here.
Clop is
Frost
9.
armor could make a big difference, but it's also a bit of a risk because Happy should have destroyers at some point, and then that might be a waste. But certainly a big item. Medallion for the Lich. Very good. For Happy, with only ghouls and gargs, it's a little bit harder to creep the red, but he manages to do so. Foot of Cunning, very good item for the Lich. He's a little slot starved though. Would love to get level 3 Dreadlord, and I think he should be able to.
Okay, cheap sleep. Would love to have that as well. So now, Autumn Leaves, almost entirely crapped, and it's of course a little bit about invul potions, items in general. We do have the first invul on the Lich, we have the first heal scroll, and the big mana potion on Happy's side. But XlorD, not too cheap for that either. Has a mana potion, health stone, heal scroll, heal potion, and an invul potion, and he is forcing Happy immediately into a town portal.
Happy didn't feel quite ready there yet. He's got more gargs coming, more statues. And yeah, this 50 to 65 supply is oftentimes the sweet spot for the Fiends. If you go beyond that, it can be really hard to properly micro the Fiends against like 12 ghouls which are running in and sleep flying and everything. The micro is probably going to be harder on XlorD's side, and XlorD wants to force the fight right now. Okay. 2 destroyers, he does have the frost armor, and he might even fight into the enemy main.
He has Web. I was a little worried that he didn't see that yet, these Gargs, or all these Gargs. So it's time for Web, it's time for kiting, it's time for the first decision of the first map. Nova's rattling through, XlorD trying to pull back, saving that destroyer. Fiend with the frost armor, as you said, has a big impact, and all the Gargs knocked to the ground.
Destroyers for XlorD out of the fight as well. The Fiend numbers are dropping pretty quickly. These coils absolutely crucial. XlorD has to be on point with these coils as much as he can, but the Fiend numbers are dwindling, the anti-air is quickly disappearing, and Happy's taking more and more control of this fight. It's still more supply for XlorD, but I think the supply is looking deceiving.
And statue still on the ground, but they're out of that fight as well. Level 3 for the Lich. Another Fiend falling. The Gargs are still in the air, but the destroyers survive this one. Dust settles. Remo. Oh! Another web here. Remo, how's the situation looking?
Seemingly better and better for Happy. He's moving forward. One Fiend unfortunately died to the creeps. That was a little unlucky. Another Fiend is going to be trapped in the middle. Was XlorD perhaps too impatient? He could have gone for another late game tech. He could have added in Banshees. With the map entirely crept and there being no expansions taken, XlorD could have had time. Anti-magic can make a huge difference and a bit of curse as well. But XlorD tried to force the fight, perhaps over-eager. Until now, XlorD never looked impatient this tournament, but there, just a moment ago, he did, and Happy punished him for it.
He's now pulling 2 of the Acolytes from the mine to just repair the statue, because he's so broke! Last bit of experience of this map goes to Happy. There's only the natural of XlorD remaining, and that's not the biggest camp here, but XlorD didn't use too many consumables. He still holds on to the invul, to the health stone, to the mana potion. Dark Ranger also to the heal potion. On the other side, nothing really for Happy, just an invul.
Yeah, this game is very much still up in the air, with both being on one base. And in upkeep, economy is very low, so impossible to make a Frostworm tech switch work here. Very hard to make a Banshee tech switch work at this point.
Yeah.
It could be possible, but it would take absolutely forever. So in a very weird state now. Nothing left to creep. What's the next move? What's the next objective? Very hard to tell. Patience is required here, and both these players can be very patient.
Patience is a virtue, for sure. XlorD demonstrated that in the early rounds. Heal scrolls over and over and over. Lots of skeletons, of course. Lich can't eat them yet, as he has frost armor, and he's pushing again.
All right, XlorD. Perhaps he doesn't want to let the supply get even higher. As I said, with a Fiend army, it gets very chaotic. 70 supply and upward. So maybe around 60, the sweet spot is where he wants to fight. But yeah, this is going to be stressful. Kiting's going to have to be outstanding. He needs to be very fast, especially with these dispels against the sleep.
I guess both
So
players...
Destroyer's getting morphed.
Yeah. I guess both players expected the other to expand. Happy, after that fight, was scouting immediately. Also, XlorD, after the fight, think, okay, Happy, you might have won that one. Are you going for the second base? Are you getting greedy? But the answer is no, not yet. Web used. How can these destroyers survive? Oh my, the Nova on the Fiends is horrible.
First Nova hit the Gargoyles, by the way, which meant the Ghouls had an easy time connecting into those Fiends, and the Ghouls are just eating these Fiends for breakfast. 1-1 on the Fiends, perhaps not enough upgrades here for XlorD. He's also fighting against the slow of the Black Citadel. XlorD down to only 52 supply, 47 now, losing more destroyers. Happy still up at 53, and he has the home base advantage. Also the Ghouls that XlorD brought in, now all taken care of, and no Fiends anymore on the ground. These Gargs can't be dealt with.
The destroyers are looking horrible. Here's the coil just leveled up. Lich is safe, and I think all that XlorD is left is a desperate hero focus maybe, but with what? The Lich is not strong enough. He's going for the Dark Ranger She Snake, but there's the coil. Level 5 on the Lich. Can return that favor. Dark Ranger falls, and that's the second hero for XlorD, and that's the Lich falling as well, and that is 1-0 for Happy.
GG called, and that is a bit of a discouraging game for XlorD. He had the perfect counter build. He had a really good early game. Really, really good. But he couldn't close it out. And perhaps he got a little impatient. Maybe he could have expanded earlier, although that would have been risky. Or he could have gone for the stronger tech, the Banshee tech, at around 50 supply. But he tried to fight around 60 or around 50, but Happy bides his time a little bit more. And Happy is victorious, as so often.
Yeah, the most aggressive we've seen XlorD this entire tournament, I want to say. He's been so patient, like you guys pointed out correctly in the game, but now he's the one pushing. Of course, you mentioned he doesn't want to let that Lich get level 3. He doesn't want to let the supplies get up to 80-80. Then it's very difficult for the Fiend player, short of beautiful micro, to win that fight. But yeah, just very aggressive. Maybe he could have done more with those, I think, 6 Fiends early on. Worth noting that he actually was supply blocked, maybe built one too many Fiends, XlorD. Couldn't get his statue until he was already tech into tier 3. Then he built 2 Ziggurats for 50 and 60 supply at the same time. Didn't have a statue for a very long time when he sort of had the momentum in his favor in the mid game.
Yeah, I thought we were going to see some brilliance from yesterday. We saw Insup with the lead and then couldn't close, and I was like, dang, XlorD's going to show us how it's done. 36 supply against 29, or 39 supply against like 29 of Happy's, and found himself in the same situation that Insup was in yesterday, where he couldn't close the game. Happy too strong in his own base, and yeah, I mean, definitely slows down your momentum in the series, and instead you're giving Happy a 1-0 start, whereas XlorD always has a good start against Happy. So hopefully he can just bounce back and come back in the series.
All right, who definitely performs is the community, and especially Maximilian in or during map 1. $47 donation, leading us to 7,797, just $3 short of 7,800, $203 short of the big 8K. Can you guys do that throughout the broadcast, throughout the grand final? That would be absolutely fantastic. And fantastic is our next map as well, Last Refuge.
All right, what are we going to have in store here? Happy notices he got hard countered early on. Is that going to somehow affect his early game choice of the opening build? I mean, it doesn't have to. He still fought his way back. He still came back after a bad early game, as Happy almost always seems to be able to. We saw that against Lawlight as well, right? Where the early game didn't go his way, on Amazonia that was, but he fought his way back. He always seems to be able to manage to do just that. XlorD is meeting his toughest challenge yet.
And the clean sheets are no more. They got dirty. Happy takes the first map off of XlorD in the entire tournament. Now Last Refuge. Could you expect Happy to go Lich on Autumn Leaves? Not 100%, I guess. On Last Refuge, you certainly should.
Yeah, I would say even if you're playing against a DK, this should still be a pretty good Lich map. You can take the High Priest in the middle with the Ghouls really well. You can take the Natural in the green with the Ghouls really well. On Autumn Leaves, it's a little more awkward perhaps, but what is XlorD gonna do now? Of course, the best defensive build in the beginning is the Fast Fiends with the DK, as we saw there, but it didn't ultimately lead to victory. The best actual build to beat this Lich First strategy by Happy is to still go XlorD and to still expand and to still make it work. The difficulty is doing that without dying. But if you get the expansion up, that is the best thing you can do against this Lich style. It is just very, very hard to execute. We do see a double ghoul build. And XlorD, this might mean either XlorD Expo, or it could actually be a Lich Mirror.
Fight ice with ice, I guess. I haven't seen a Lich Mirror in such a long time. Back in the day, Lich Ghouls into Gargs was all the rage when I started casting, like 2008 or something, 2009. Happy Lich is to be expected. We're waiting for the Ziggurat to finish. And now Lich it is. XlorD it is.
Alright, this is going to be really interesting. For the last 2-3 months, every XlorD expansion has been getting massacred by Happy with this strategy. This strategy for Happy was born trying to counter the XlorD Fast expansion. That is to say, it is strong against the expansion play, but it's not impossible to make the Expo work. And we saw earlier how well Exo was able to make the XlorD work against Fly. This, of course, is a very different matchup, but he is extremely good with the big Beetle Daddy. And this game is going to come down to probably whether Expo can be established here by XlorD or not.
And that decision will probably take some time, of course. So stock up on snacks, drinks, whatever. Join Matcherino one more time. Happy. He kinda destroyed Vortex on this map at DreamHack Regional Finals. Will the same go for XlorD? Creeping the little green, getting beetles out. But yeah, it's really up to Happy to cause some havoc here.
Ring for the XlorD. Honestly, a decent item with the Lich. Soon to start a lot of right clicks against him. XlorD took a little more damage than ideal, I do believe.
Ooh, XlorD wakes up the creeps.
Nice play. No end snares forced yet.
Oh, can Happy bride the creeps a little? First ghoul down. This is so chaotic already. Second ghoul about to die, and the Lich impact pretty much immediately. XlorD, is he losing 3 ghouls for this? The block is excellent, but not excellent enough.
Another Nova used. One more ghoul taken out, but denied. That's important. These experience points are very important. XlorD did not go for a narrow tower. That perhaps a little greedy, so he might be losing one more ghoul in the back of his base. Happy's gladly going to take these beetles as well. It's going to be a little bit more experience for him. On level 2 with Dark Ritual, Lich is going to become a lot more scary.
Super stressful to just micro this one ghoul. Now he gives it up. Maybe seeing another opportunity here to get some revenge kills. Maybe. Everything is so hurt for XlorD. Only 20 supply. Happy already at 30. Just more pressure.
Is Exo still going to expand or not is the question. He is under so much pressure. He's so slowed down. Maybe it would be too late. He's got the resources now to tech almost. Oh, but here we go. Acolyte number 6.
Happy sees it. Yeah, exactly. Maybe with all the time lost, you can't really wait any longer to try a fake. But this is not the best early game of all time.
Happy's bringing in more ghouls. 6 ghouls now for this attack. This is going to be really hard for XlorD to make it work. He's got quite a few ghouls and beetles himself, but he lost some ghouls before. And he might lose another, by the way. That would be the Lich's level up.
Exactly. There it is. He was chasing that before with skeletons, so he knew exactly where this is. And okay, XlorD staffing back, but there's another ghoul. And there's more mana. He can eat them skeletons now.
And that's a surround. And there he's stuck and it's not looking like he's getting out. Oh, actually he can. He is fighting out. Very important for XlorD. This XlorD, of course, quite tanky. A lot of mobility now on the XlorD. We see a second crypt, by the way. Still not with the expansion. What a sick delay by Happy. He's going to be reaching tier 2 before too long, could go for a Tavern Hero if he's feeling really wild. And the Lich just right-clicking away. Hit after hit, doing a lot more damage over time. Another Nova comes in, takes out another Ghoul. Beetles all hurt. And XlorD doesn't have too much mana anymore either.
And he has no Impale, of course, to stop this Lich. What can possibly stop Happy on Last Refuge? Vortex looked absolutely wasted here on this map, and same goes for XlorD. Maybe you should start vetoing this map against this monster.
And the problem is there's a lot of good strategies for this map. Honestly, Amazonia is even better for this, and Concealed Hill is also better for this. Only map where this Lich First doesn't seem to be too good is Northern Isles. But I mean, we have a lot of maps here in this pool. We're gonna see how it goes now. Finally, we have the expansion coming, but the Gargs that are soon to be coming out might just be able to cancel this.
Yeah, there's no match to them. Nothing can shoot up except towers, and you won't get this towers in time. Lich is a little hurt. It's not going for a ritual dagger, just a potion. Mana from eating a skeleton. XlorD, can you creep up to level 3 somehow? He got the staff, he got the boots, and there's a beetle moving south, so maybe a little staff action, but in Happy's case, offense is the best defense.
One more big Nova connects against the Ghouls. Another important deny. These experience points very, very crucial. Lich is not going to reach level 3 too easily right here, but it's a big force by Happy. That should easily be enough to cancel the Haunted, and when this one is cancelled, then the Gargs will cancel it over and over, but actually Happy's going for the Ziggurats here, interesting.
Okay, doesn't want to deal with the cold of the Narub Tower. Always split forces here, a little bit of pressure onto that Lich, but here comes the Gargs, and he needs mass repair, but how do you mass repair when there's no Acolytes anymore? This Ziggurat will fall, buying some time for the Haunted Gold Mine, but XlorD's life on map 2, I'm not too sure if it lasts for a little longer.
Cryptid about to be level 3, there it is,
Okay.
That's a big one. And the Haunted finishes. Did Happy make a mistake? He could have cancelled the Haunted earlier, but I guess if he takes out the towers, that means no anti-air. Also a good call. It comes at a price though. Quite a few Ghouls are going down, but in the end, the Ziggurat is destroyed.
Can he somehow, with a block, get this Lich? Oh, not controlling. Oh, maybe doesn't even need it. That's a TP, right? Oh, level 3. Another kill. Was about to ask if he's miscalculating this, but Happy is not miscalculating anything. Lich survives, needs the potion. And is this the time for counter-aggression by XlorD? He has to distract. The Gargs are just ravaging the Acolytes, and now the Haunted.
Big ground army though. We see right here by XlorD moving towards the enemy's main. If he surrounds the Lich, this is absolutely still winnable. But there's not enough mana, not even close to it for an Impale. And with that a surround. Happy now with some towers coming up in his main. He's got the Narrow already, Spirit Tower coming. The Beetles cannot reach the Acolytes. This is a wall off. And the Gargs are ready. And this doesn't seem to be too successful here this run.
Okay, XlorD trying to break through this. In the meantime, Gargs again against Acolytes, no anti-air. Is Happy losing quite a bit? Not sure yet. It's not getting too much closer to the level 4 here. There are certainly forces by XlorD still behind enemy lines, but there's also 2 towers now.
It's going to take a while for the towers and Gargs to clean this up, but they will at some point, especially if the Lich helps out with a Nova. But Lich is always getting threatened by these Beetles. XlorD in a desperate position. He's losing so many units down to only 24 supply. His expansion is not mining. He's stuck on tier 1.
Desperation.
Only now the tier 2 starts. But the German is in a horrible spot.
Yeah. Happy reigning supreme over the server as it seems. And yeah, what do you do now, man? You can't build anti-air. He's not breaking this tower. He doesn't get Happy supply stuck. He's just sending in more and more melee forces, but the Gargs cannot be matched.
You know, some people say MMR is just a number, but Happy on WC3 Champions has clearly much more MMR than everyone else. And so far, this tournament is reflecting exactly that fact.
Well,
As he takes out the Expo, the Lich level 4 is so strong now.
if you're
XL
coming
tries
in,
to break into the back of the base, but it's not gonna happen.
If you're coming in with numbers in MMR, I'm coming in with ELO because just yesterday, Happy is the first human person ever in the history of this earth who cracked 2,600 ELO on war3.info. And yeah, nobody did it better and nobody does this better. Playing Warcraft 3, Happy 2-0.
Yeah, looking amazing. Happy with his own style, the Lich first, ultra aggression, very hard to execute, but obviously Happy has the execution. That style has some weaknesses. On map 1, we saw the hard counter, but Happy still was able to win it perhaps there. XlorD not with a perfect follow-up, but map 2, Happy knows exactly what he has to do against the Cryptlord fast expansion. XlorD was almost able to get it up. If he keeps those towers alive, and maybe one upgrades into a Spirit Tower, and he has the anti-air against the Gargs, maybe he can do something. But it's a 2-0, and Happy may very well be on his way to another flawless victory for a prize purse of around $2,000.
Yeah, I don't know if going Cryptlord into Happy when you know he's just been playing Lich pretty much like every Undead Mirror recently. I don't know if going Cryptlord into him is a good idea. I think you either stick to Death Knight or you go for the Lich Mirror, and the Death Knight, of course, looked a lot better with the Philbot Fiends in game 1 for XlorD. I just don't think Cryptlord's the play, man. But if the next map is Northern Isles, he might go Cryptlord again. Oh no.
Definitely a Cryptlord map, but I gotta say I'm liking the style of Gargs from Happy. It's hard to deal with, especially with the Ghoul follow-up. His micro's insane, and he's good on the ground and in the air. It's hard to deal with. So I don't know what XlorD really does, but probably gonna see Cryptlord again.
Might be a little bit of desperation. We're loading into Happy's home turf, but not before thanking all the smoke. Smoke him, XlorD. Well, he needs a little bit of help there. Maybe breathe some air onto him or something. $20, so we crack the 7,800. Before we go into the maybe deciding game 3, I was talking about Warcraft3.info, and we got great news from War3 Info, because not only do we have the War3 Champions finals here thanks to the server, we also have from our stats side and scene side, Warcraft 3 Info League. It's coming back. It goes back to the roots for the round robin system. We had a little experiment with the Swiss system in season 4. That's gone. So you can sign up at the moment. We reopen W3IL, and now we reopen the grand final between Happy and XlorD. This news, of course, Warcraft3.info. Shout out to the admin team and all the teams participating. Cool new rules. I like that you're going back, and now I like that we are going back to in-game action.
XlorD not gonna try the Cryptlord once more. He's trying the third different build. He's looking for the counter against his Lich aggression. First it was Fast Fiends, then it was Cryptlord expansion, now it's Ted Fiend build. Fast DK with delayed Fiends, which can also work well, scales especially well into the late game, but has the issue that it's very hard to defend with early against 5 ghouls. That is where the Fast Fiends have the upper hand. But we'll see how XlorD fares here. The intention again to counter this Lich. Is he finally gonna find the answer?
Happy still didn't lose a single map in this competition, which is crazy. This competition had Infi and Fly and Foggy and XlorD and so many great players. Happy just not dropping a map. Lich first it is, Ghouls it is. XlorD sees this coming from a mile away.
Lich investing the Nova right away, which means he's gonna be a little low mana here for a while. Oh wow, and Happy for the first time gonna switch up his build. Having seen the scout, he seems to be convinced that in fact it is not a Cryptlord fast expansion. Does he actually know the scout timing of the Acolyte so well down to the second that he can tell from the Acolyte that this is a Ted Fiend build? Quite possibly.
Yeah, I would never rule anything out when it comes to Happy and Warcraft 3. His game sense is just incredible. Seems like he always does the right decision. So yeah, maybe we're going to a little creeping game as the DK moves over to the middle of the map, contesting that. These guys fought wars on this map. I remember Stay at Home Story Cup, where the result of this map was decided by like 2 mana points, where Happy had the Nova and XlorD doesn't, or was it a Frost Armor even? It was incredible, and I kind of want to see something like that here, more like game 1, less than game 2. And seems like we're getting there. Double tier 2 straight away. For once, not a crazy tech lead for the Russian.
Level 2 rush on both sides, and as I mentioned earlier, level 2 is the big power spike for the DK. Just that coil and the aura makes him really strong. The Lich really wants the level 3 to have the powerful Nova. So XlorD again gonna try to be aggressive and slow down the creeping. Also, of course, Happy has the faster creeping at the beginning with these ghouls until we see more fiends. First ghoul died, but was denied there with the Dark Ritual. The other ghoul should make it away. And it's all about the experience here. Who's gonna get level 3 first? XlorD needs to make sure the Lich doesn't get it too fast, doesn't get it too easy.
Okay, can he steal something? Very, very hard to do, as Nova is of course an instant cast and the projectile for the coil flies a little bit. Okay, first fiend out now. I want to touch on this again, like the denies of Happy when he has a Lich in his hands are just absurd. Of course you have Dark Ritual, which makes denying a lot easier. We all know this from Dota, but also in the skirmishes with left click, I guess, he denies a lot of experience these days, making it harder and harder for his opponents.
He's gonna go for the mobility again. Sentry Ward's also gonna help him out. Can always keep vision of the middle. And he's threatening something with the Lich. Really good movement. He's threatening an attack into the undead base with the Lich. In the meantime, the ghouls are creeping solo, and that is gonna reach level 3 for the Lich here. And that's gonna be then the strong level up. Also, this great healing potion is the best thing he could have found early. This gives Happy's Lich a lot more opportunity to stay in and really terrorize these fiends.
Yeah, there's a graveyard for quite a bit, so there's corpses, there's skeletons, and skeletons, you can eat them for more mana, and that is more damage, and that is probably more killed acolytes.
Should be at least 2. He can easily get out, of course, with the Telly Staff. Oh, and this is starting to hurt real bad. This might be 3 acolytes going down. XlorD is not coming back. He knows he's far behind in levels. He needs to creep. He has to suffer this damage. And indeed, suffer he does. Is he gonna pop the big heal potion? He could just still staff out here. Happy.
Potion it
This
is.
is big healing. Perhaps a bit of a waste. But damage is done.
Damage is done. He has another roll of Necromancy in 3, and then he could eat one of them and Nova more. We will compare the gold income. XlorD, of course, creeping Ring of Protection. Not the best. Is he eating? Is he Novaing? Oh, XlorD is losing another Acolyte. This is big. This is a lot. Let's take a look at the gold. 400 gold difference, and XlorD is still under pressure by Happy's Lich.
He's gonna get another one.
Yep.
Oh my god, that was 5 acolytes. Ultra painful. I think XlorD made the right choice though. He had to keep creeping, and he is again strong now. He sold the TP because he needs the gold.
Oh, this is crazy. Got a Wind of Illusion, okay. Full force onto that Lich, but the DK pops out at the perfect timing. One could call him Gandalf, and the Dark Ranger is, I guess, was trapped. At least he gets the tech delay with the Slaughterhouse, but there's also so many ghouls to threaten these fiends again. Plus the home base advantage.
Happy's respecting these fiends, as he should. The focus fire here is strong. How much longer until tier 3? It's gonna be a while. Spirit Tower upgrade, a very good choice. XlorD knows he has to do something big right here. But so far he's only getting these skeletons. Happy with the patience. The patience that normally XlorD is known for.
Wind of Illusion did a great job here, soaking up tons of damage. Dark Ranger can't really reach for the ghouls. Seems like the units are not really doing what XlorD wants them to. Here's the ghoul gang. Of course, they don't have to fear a Nova. Lich is still banked and blocked behind the tier 3. And now there's real damage. Now there's Orb of Corruption. And now this could be Happy terrorizing XlorD again.
Oh, the DK slowed. He doesn't have a TP anymore. If he dies, the game is definitely over. But instead, Happy's gonna go for the Fiends, opting for these surrounds. Surrounds so far not going his way, but here it is now. Fiend locked in. The DK was low for Happy, but he had the heal potion already, anticipating that option. We're gonna have a next Nova here very soon, and suddenly, only 2 Fiends left for the journey.
Nothing is working in this grand final. XlorD looked steaming hot all the way into this grand final, and looking at this game, man, it feels like Happy is just a level above. Everything the Emperor does is working, and for XlorD it's the other way around, unfortunately.
Yeah, when Happy's on, he's just on, and this new Lich build by him, it hasn't been really proven or hard countered yet very successfully. There have been ideas, there have been theories, but it just seems to work. It seems to work against everything.
I would say it wasn't even really threatened. Like, it wasn't even real close in the games. Not Vortex, not XlorD here. No one can touch him anymore.
Happy looking like the Emperor that he's been for such a long time. His unbelievable track record in Europe and the scene seems to continue. Game is not over yet now, mind you. We're gonna have tier 3 finishing for XlorD here in a moment. Honestly, just looking at the game state, it's very winnable. By no means is this hopeless for XlorD, but just like player confidence and aura-wise,
yeah,
it just feels like Happy's unbeatable now.
Dreadlord again. Isn't it fascinating that Happy found a way to incorporate Dreadlord 3rd into 2 matchups now? Against Night Elf and against Undead.
We also see it a fair amount nowadays against Auric when he goes into the ghouls. So yeah, the Dreadlord has found a little niche, and of course when Happy starts playing it, a lot of people will follow. The issue is nobody else seems to do it so far on the top level outside of Happy, but maybe that's going to change in the future as well. First big middle camp here now going to Happy. He got the Wand of the Wind, which is insanely good. He's gonna have the Wand and the Sleep to disable the enemy DK. These Fiends are gonna have a tough time for XlorD.
You know what we didn't try yet against this, Remo? The units that are half a hero. Maybe desperate times, desperate measures, you know?
Okay.
Frostworms, everybody!
That can, in theory, be really good. Obviously against ghouls. But of course, Gargs will be coming in, and they're gonna be a pretty good counter. But if you use Frost Armor on the Frost Worms, the double Frost if you will, they do become pretty resilient against the Gargs, slow them down effectively. This used to be meta, like a long time ago, like 2007 Melting Valley days. But it's been a long while. We'll see if XlorD can make it work. I like it though, you know, it's a reach into the bag of tricks, something unusual, and probably something Happy has been facing too much as of late.
A blast from the past, when XlorD was not playing for Mouse Sports, but SK Gaming, and Happy was the one wearing the Mouse jersey. Those were the days. Lich, of course, roaming around, getting another invul heal scroll. Very good against Frostworms. And he's just soaking up the map. Let's take a look what it got. Big experience lead for Happy, of course, thanks to the Lich opening. Web is coming against the Gargs, but once again, the question, just like on Autumn Leaves, like how do you control the Gargs?
A player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, it's not gonna be easy. That much is for certain. The idea in the fight should be, in an ideal world, the Gargs get webbed, you kite back away from the Gargs, and the Worms and the Focus Fire plus Nova take out the ghouls quickly, and then you start taking care of the gargoyles. I think previously, in the other maps, perhaps XlorD didn't focus the Frenzy Ghouls quickly enough. I feel like he went for the Gargs pretty fast, but the ghouls are the real threat. Those are, along with Nova, what takes out the Fiends quickly. So I think XlorD should perhaps try to focus more on taking out those ghouls.
Yeah, definitely.
As we have the red camps.
Agree, especially since you can take them out rather quickly if you have a Lich, and in this case, Frostworms. Plus, if you focus perfectly with a Dark Ranger, that's sort of ground army for you, so that snowballs. That should be the #1 priority, but man, these fights are so hectic and so quick, so even an XlorD can't do everything perfectly. And now he does what an XlorD does best. Sit in the base and wait for the timing, not over-aggression. He's trying to hide this Frostworm from now. Warsong Battle Drums, of course, an item where Frostworms benefit the most from. Of all units.
Plus 8 damage. Not too bad. Another Frostworm coming in. And has Happy seen the worms yet? I'm not sure.
I don't think so. He sent nothing into the base. They're far in the back. There's a Watcher Ward, but far away from this.
The thing is, when you play Frostworms, you don't only need worms, but also you desperately need destroyers. Otherwise, the worm's just going to be slept over and over, and it's going to be useless. But there are enough statues for XlorD to do this. He does have the resources. And 2 worms is pretty respectable. I don't hate XlorD's chances here should it come to a big fight.
I don't hate...
At the moment, again, like 60 supply, 65, 70, that's pretty good. But if Happy gets up to like 20 Gargs, up to 80 supply, then it's again gonna be insanely hard for XlorD to micro against them.
Did you look at that Lich already, dude? Claw, rope, orb, plus 21. That's a great Lich. Happy always builds amazing heroes thanks to this marketplace here. Okay, we got 2 worms. We're going up to 80. Does he want a 3rd worm, really? That's a lot of firepower. That's maybe something that Happy doesn't know inside out.
Yeah,
like the Fiend Focus Fires, for example.
I'm pretty sure he hasn't seen it yet, because this is not enough Gargs. This is only 7 Gargs. You need more than that against all these worms. So now he sees the Boneyard. Wouldn't be too surprised to see Garg starting up instantly. But at the moment, Happy's pretty broke. This is perhaps looking the best out of all the games so far here for XlorD.
Alright, let's see. Happy still committed, I guess. Just distracting a little bit. And he should distract. The expansion in the upper left is coming up. So he just keeps XlorD in his base. And now he knows exactly what to do. More Gargs, as you said. There is... Oh, no Necropolis coming. Also no Ziggurat, so he can't go higher than this. Or much higher than this.
Happy has the tactical edge right now. He can always threaten the counterattack. He's got the Expo standing, which has been revealed again with this crystal ball. But if XlorD moves out, he's just going to get attacked. XlorD knows this very well, so how is he going to get out of this contain now? I guess he's just walking out. Happy. I think he should be going to the south, though, and keep threatening this counterattack. But Happy just falls back towards the main, and the Russian sees himself with a supply disadvantage. This is the best that XlorD has looked this whole series.
Okay. What can we get? What's the upgrade, by the way? 0-0, but still plus 8 damage here. Frost armor on them as well. 1 heal scroll, still no TP. Lich has an invul at least. Happy starts mining. Clock is ticking.
Frost armor pre-applied on all the worms. Absolutely love that. It's going to be extremely effective against the gargoyles. We have no upgrades on either side, despite the fact that it would be so effective. 80 supply for XlorD. 3 worms. When do we ever see 3 worms anymore? This is one of the very, very rare occasions.
Every second Edo game?
Well, you know. I mean, players who didn't lose 1 hard elo in the last 2 months.
Oh, I hear some shots. Fire. I love that XlorD is splitting these ghouls. And so he's tearing these acolytes apart, getting some revenge for the echo he lost earlier. This expo for Happy is not working, sells it immediately, gives him level 4.
Happy lost the expansion, but he's gonna come in for a painful counterattack. XlorD doesn't have a TP, and he knows this raid into the base is coming. All of the acolytes are gonna die here, and the ghoul as well. XlorD has decent gold, though, to remake them. But this will certainly be painful.
Not if he buys a TP, I guess. That will take some time. Happy just going straight up for the haunted gold mine. If you kill a gold mine of mine, I will kill a gold mine of yours. And that is just the way.
Very smart. Very smart by Happy. He knows he can't really win the fight right then at that time. But he can abuse the strength of his army, the speed. He's so fast with these Frenzy Ghouls, Gargs, and the Aura. quite a bit faster than these somewhat sluggish fiends.
Gets a double kill. XlorD has no gold for a new haunted gold mine. Has to go either to the shop and sell stuff, which is painful. Claws gone, battle drums gone, and it's still... Oh, okay, it is enough with the haunted rebuild, but that is so much gold. Happy now, sitting in the base.
And we do see some upgrades now coming in. Happy, of course, can afford them. XlorD absolutely cannot. And upgrades will make a huge difference. The goal for Happy here is have way more air than there is web. Fiend count is at 6. Wait, only 6?
Yo.
That does not look too promising.
And then Nova is only level 1. I mean, worms do also good damage to air?
Kind of. Not that much.
I'm looking for like some silver linings here. You know, it's getting harder and harder. But always look on the bright side.
He's gonna have infinite mana. With a level 2 Dark Ritual, you can eat Gargs all day. But XlorD, he wants to take the fight to the opponent. Courage from the German.
Okay, there is barely a way out. There's an invul, that's a heal scroll, no upgrades, 80 supply against the 80 of Happy, with home turf advantage, with a high level lich, with a lot of Gargs. So how will this go? Is this the last fight of the War 3 Champion Season Final? Gargs are just flooding the air!
One worm almost taken out right away, just barely manages to make it back. Take the next target. The next worm almost dead. They're dying so quickly. In the meantime, the ghouls on the ground, tearing through these fiends. Happy's moving forward, and it's just impossible for XlorD to do. Calls for the GG and congratulations. Happy does it again. Not dropping a single map. The Emperor firmly on the throne with an insane performance.
2, 3, 4, and 6. And the only reason he didn't get the championship in Season 5 is because we had no finals there. Nobody is conquering the West. Nobody.
Again and again and again and again and again. Happy. Not very surprising, but absolutely dominating everyone. Wasn't even close. Wasn't even close. Congratulations to Happy. A nice try to XlorD though. I mean, 3-0ing Fly is definitely something worth remembering in the future as XlorD continues to improve and impress. But Happy is the most impressive, of course. And what can he say, man? He just owned everyone. He owned Laliat, he owned XlorD, owned everyone.
And I, as the president of the Happy Fanboy fan club, can say nobody's better. Nobody's better. Happy, just unbelievable. Showing it time and time again. It is insanely rare that he has an off day. He's been losing a couple of games recently, 2 to be precise, against Foggy in the ESL Opens. But where it counts most, he wins, he delivers. And he is our first place again. Nobody dethrones him, not yet.
I really think it's so hard to emulate too. That like he's been doing this lich style for so long, and it's so hard to copy what he does with the ghouls and the gargs and the micro and getting on top of the armies and just like crushing them every time. If anyone else does this, it's always gonna be close. He's just so talented, man. Like obviously, big congrats to Happy. He didn't even drop a map.
He really didn't.
Yeah, man. So I really think we got robbed of more awesome Warcraft here. 3-0, 3-0, 3-0 in the 1-on-1 section, 3-0 in the 2-on-2 section. I guess if the FFA is a best of something, it's also going to be a 2-0, 3-0. Pretty one-sided affairs here today, but very, very fun nonetheless.
We had an upset too. We thought Fly would, or at least I thought Fly was going to be in the grand finals against Happy. Quite a big upset. And we of course had an upset yesterday. XlorD defeating Foggy.
I thought you were going to say XlorD defeating Insub. I was like, yeah, hell yeah, that was an upset. Hell yeah, brother.
So an exciting result, at least seeing who is in the grand finals. So it's a big congrats, honestly, to XlorD for making it there. But Happy. What can you say, dude? He's making bank, dude. He's making bank this year. He's not messing around.
Yeah, and good old mouse sports tradition, I want to say maybe XlorD is just saving strats for DreamHack.
Remo, you'd know best.
Well, he tried a lot of different strategies. I'm not sure how many more things he can try. This was literally 3 different builds,
Just
even
so
with
you
Frostworms involved.
Necro
Maybe
Wagon.
Banshees is the way to go, though. That's the one thing he didn't do. Normally, Fiend Banshees is one of the best things you can do. Having that anti-magic against the Nova makes all the difference, potentially. But yeah, it's really hard, man, when Happy plays like that. Someone has, I don't know if it's going to be XlorD or who, but someone has to find the answer against this Lich First style. We have seemingly seen a very good early game counter. That's not good enough. We have seemingly seen a very good late game counter with Worms. That's not good enough. I don't know. It takes something new. Maybe Vortex. Vortex is oftentimes the guy to come up with something brilliant, especially in DreamHack. There he delivers quite amazingly. But yeah, something has to give, as Ricky would say.
Let's do an interview.
Oh yeah, how about you ask him?
Yeah, why don't you get a hold of him, and I'll ask him if he's planning on competing in the next War3 Champions finals.
I can't do that, but
yeah, I guess
anyone
it's
else? Fine. I just thought it'd be nice to talk to him. I really want to know, like, how do you beat his style? Like the Lich first.
Yeah, he'll probably tell us.
Yeah, he will
I
tell
think that
everybody.
This was this was the first time we've actually seen. Has anyone even really countered the Lich first as hard as XlorD did on Autumn Leaves? I haven't seen that before. Like that was like perfect early game for XlorD too. So it was
what about Lich Philbot Fiends to counter the Lich Ghoul opener, Remo Demo? What do you think? Terrible?
I think you're gonna lose all your acolytes and maybe a fiend or two. So I think it's better with a DK.
Sounds good. Let's try it. I'll give Happy some practice games. I'll throw some stuff at the wall. How about that?
Yeah, Happy got some more ice cream money. He's probably going to bed with the helm of a Dominator on his head as well. Just once again an incredible performance here. Incredible performance by the community as always as well. $7 donation by Skip the Jack and Olivier G86 with $10. Thanks for the cool matches. Let's go, Happy. You got your happy end here. $7,835 is what we got at the end. Pretty damn good crowdfunding here.
Can't complain with that, man. Jesus, what a tournament. And I'm sure it will only get bigger and bigger as the days go on. This isn't the last we're going to see of the War3 Champions finals, but it is the last we're going to see of this season at least. But we got lots of games throughout the week as well. But I'm excited for the next tournament. Hopefully we have more Chinese and Korean players, of course, there, and hopefully more American and Canadian players, and maybe some South Americans. You never know. Maybe some Australians, maybe some people from New Zealand. Maybe try it out, guys. Grind the ladder for this season. Make it there. Play next season.
You as a team manager, Ricky, I think we all would appreciate for next season if you could somehow get Hitman to play here, because I feel like that's the one guy who was really missing, and the one guy who really could have put Happy to the test, because he's been beating Happy at least on ladder semi-regularly. Of course, Hitman, he's got his own, reasons not to participate and his own concerns and priorities. But if he could be there next season as well, I think that would be the cream of the crop, the best of Europe, the best of NA, the best of Asia, to see if there's one out there who can give Happy a beautiful death.
We need Lin too. That's who we need. We need Lin. We need Moon. We need maybe Infi to not get knocked out by Fly, and then we need Hitman, and I think we're cruising. I think somebody will be able to defeat Happy. Certainly. We get all those people. Someone's got to do it, right?
Yeah, otherwise we're going to start 1 versus something tournaments.
It's pretty wild what he's been able to do for such a long time as well. It's been like what has it been? 4 years of Happy absolutely dominating Europe, and he's not letting up. It is quite crazy. I know some people find it a little dull that he wins everything, but I think it also has to command some respect as well. Like, imagine how hard it is to maintain this level and be so much better than everyone else in an esport that is still competed by very many people on the very highest level. And Happy's been sitting on the throne for a long time. I want international tournaments with a global elite offline to return so bad. I want to see them all
Amen,
again
brother.
in one place.
Amen. And it's the Lord's day. I couldn't agree with you anymore. This was a really good start. This was the closest we've ever had. XlorD was decent, but I don't think it really touches a War 3 Champions hype that this tournament does. And I hope more and more players from the regions that were lacking step up and definitely play. Man, can you imagine if like more players played like a Moon and a Lin and a Hitman next season? That would make it crazy, right? Like that would be
1-2-0 maybe. He'd start playing on the ladder recently.
Yeah. Would that be perfect? I mean, adding those 4 players, maybe a couple more, that would be exactly what we're looking for. No, like that. We're getting there.
Yeah, War 3 Champions has been doing an amazing job. The saviors of the scene. I think we talked about on the first day. Like nowadays, the Western Warcraft 3 infrastructure is unthinkable without War 3 Champions. We would all
Yes.
be in the dumpster, and it would be just a barren wasteland. What War 3 Champions has been able to do is absolutely outstanding. They keep getting better as well, and your support to them has been glorious here in this tournament. If you want to chip in, help them out on their Patreon. We mentioned it multiple times. You can continuously support. And yeah.
And
That's it for this tournament.
Exactly. You can support if you want for 2 more hours, and then it's all gone by buying some W3 Champions merchandise, t-shirts, hoodies, jackets, snapbacks, all that good stuff here at shop.backtowarcraft.com. I see that New Hero did that, Side did that, and who doesn't want to be as cool as Side is? Not many people can match him, but you can get closer. Ana Veragamo, an average Mo, I guess. Also buys a hoodie and another thing. Amazing tournament. Had to get some merch to support. We get subs in. Armin VB, you wonderful soul. Thank you very much. Should be more or bigger, but you guys are absolutely awesome. Wu-Tang gifting subs. Just Magic 11 month. Carson, do you think it's funny? Hope for an interview soon.
I'll have to prepare my questions a bit more if we got to interview Happy soon, but I'm sure we will be seeing more of him. We'll probably get an interview with him eventually. I mean, he can only win so many tournaments without getting an interview from us, so it'll happen, guys. Don't worry, it'll happen.
DreamHack Wednesday is the start of DreamHack, everybody. I can't wait, man. We get Happy, and his first round match is against Starbug. It's going to happen on twitch.tv/ESL_WC3. We're going to have Todd on the line there as well. And Discord is crashing again. And it's going to be great. It's going to be absolutely great. In case you want to hear more about Warcraft, there's a wonderful way. Am I back? Oh. Yeah, I'm back.
Oh. Hello. We're gonna have Todd on the line as well. That's what we got.
Exactly. Todd on the line for DreamHack. And if you can't get enough of the Twitch channel here, Ricky, what could people possibly check out?
I mean, yeah, the viewership's been incredible this whole weekend. It's a good time to, if you guys missed the 100K celebration, we announced a bunch of new stuff as well. Our own Patreon, which we have been seeing some good success. There's a lot of cool perks. On patreon.com/backtowarcraft. Some pretty cool tiers where you get a little bit of insights behind the scenes. We do have a podcast, me and Neo do. I think we're on episode 7 recording this week. So some good insights from us, a little bit of behind the scenes, a little bit of banter, a little bit of just like a little bit of an insight on what goes on in our heads, like week to week. Which I've been having a lot of fun of. Patrons do get early access to that, but the previous episodes are available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or just wherever you get your podcast fever from. We do have, of course, I don't have the page open, so you're putting me on the spot here, but we do have Q&A where you can ask us questions. We do answer them on the podcast. We do answer them all the time. The big perks, the coach perk, for Remo, you get music and movie recommendations, which is always good. Priority in the Q&A, and Theorycraft user priority as well. So replays from Theorycraft. So if you submit something as a patron, you will for sure have the mustachioed man looking up your replays and going over them as he did on the previous episode, I believe. As you get more and more through the perks, the profit perk, obviously that we had our first in-house monthly last week. It was a lot of fun. We played some Uther Party. We played some 4v4. I beat Remo's ass again. He has yet to beat me in Warcraft 3. Maybe he needs you on his team to carry him because he can't do it by himself. So please join the Patreon, and maybe you can help him finally defeat me in Warcraft 3 because he's unable to do it. Don't know really what to say. As well as personalized replay analysis from either Remo or Carson. If you want me and Neo, we will do it, but the greatest minds are right beside us. And they can also do your replay analysis. It's a video. They'll send you like their own analysis on your replay if you want. It's very in-depth. It's a one-on-one. And Patreon shoutouts as well, which we will do probably at the end of the stream for our Prophet and Midas and Golden Goat patrons. As we go on to the Midas is the $50, 50 euro one. That's the big one. That's where you get all of what I've just said, access to all of what I just said, plus private 45-minute coaching with voice chat, like pretty much in a call with Remo or Carson. If you want extra from Remo, he will do it. I tell you from experience, if you want a little bit of variety there, as well as Warcraft 3 coaching, Remo is your man. You want him to tie up that bun, he'll do whatever you say. Trust me. And then of course you get a back to Warcraft chat VIP, and then you can't get the Golden Goat because that's reserved for the man, the myth, the legend himself, Noobquakes, who actually showed up to the monthly custom games too. Had a lot of fun playing with him. Big shout out to you, man. You're a legend of this channel.
Is he Jeff Bezos?
He's got to be like, the Rockefeller, Warren Buffett, eyes wide shut party dude, like on a yacht, just getting blown, I hope, by whatever he wants. He's the king, basically, and the kings do what kings want, But yeah, we do have our own Patreon, our own podcast, everything we're doing. We're doing a lot of stuff, man, and just glad that I could plug that for you guys while we had so many viewers, because you guys are important and you need the news. And if you guys are enjoying the channel, that's a great way to support us is the Patreon. The Patreon's actually probably more beneficial than like a Twitch sub or whatever, but we appreciate Twitch subs too. But it's whatever you want. You don't have to support us if you don't want. You can just watch the show, and it's totally fine. Don't feel like you have to open up your wallets, but that's just an extra route to support the channel and keep the lights on. So thanks. I love you. Thanks for the happy birthday wishes. And that's it.
There was a wonderful impression also of our podcasters, Ricky going on a monologue for 5 minutes. We thank our wonderful Patreons here. Thank you, Knobequakes. Thank you, Toxie. Thank you, Taggy. Thank you, Nam. Thank you, Save Orcas. Thank you, Scription, for being the amazing Midas tier guys. And also Dondolada, Jay Gatson, and Padrud for being the crazy prophets. And I want to thank all of you guys here for being with me for a lot of Warcraft this weekend. Remo Demo, we will see each other tomorrow for ESL Meisterschaft relegation, where we will see Sharky versus Joker, for example. And your final words before we end the stream.
I had a ton of fun this weekend. I think we all love this War3 Champions Finals tournament. We're going to be back in a couple of weeks for the next one. Really appreciate all you guys tuning in. Follow us here if you haven't already. Lots more Warcraft to come in the next few days with Meisterschaft, DreamHack, and so many other things. I wish you all a good night, a pleasant day, whatever it is, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Mr. Carson, anything left to say?
Well, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you. I'm gonna go get some sleep. I slept for about 12 hours in the last 3 days, but it was well worth it for these beautiful games. I'm glad I got to cast some Europeans and some Asian players for once, because we're always trapped in NA, but we will be trapped there yet again tomorrow. Me and Bidu, I believe, will be with me. We'll be doing ESL Cup Americas as well tomorrow, so come check that out. And I'll see you guys throughout the week. Goodbye.
I'm incredibly grateful for the War3 Champions team, everybody there. I know this event was a little bit stressful for all of us, but I think we all end up very, very happy with what we accomplished here. So especially Toxie and Safed did a wonderful, wonderful job, as Floss mentioned earlier. So that's my thank you, and a little bit of sorry as well for my behavior leading up to this. And since it's his birthday today, and he is in general the most important person on the entirety of the internet, the last words of the War3 Champions Season 6 Grand Final belong to Ricky.
Oh yeah, thank you. Thanks for the birthday
It's your
wishes,
birthday,
everybody.
too,
And
yeah.
yeah. Thanks for saying not saying happy birthday. Remo,
just
as
so
he
you guys,
uses the mic.
just so everyone knows, Ricky said in our Discord chat, "Wish me happy birthday." He did type that out into the chat, but go ahead, Rick, have your moment.
You guys all forgot.
I
Yeah.
sang
It's the
for you,
closing-
motherfucker,
the
but
closing
you were busy
remarks.
on your phone and didn't even listen. Watch
Closing
the
remarks.
VOD.
I'm swiping right on Tinder. I need to have some love tonight. It's my day, all right? I thought you guys would be like, happy birthday, Rick, like at a long assembly line, but I got to ask myself, that's the worst.
You know what? Maybe I reserve the final words for myself and mute you right here, right now. So thanks for watching, everybody. We see